My child, do not scroll past this. I need you to pause right where you are. This is not a coincidence, and this message did not find its way to your screen by accident. This is a divine appointment. Heaven itself has orchestrated this exact moment because I have seen the heavy burden you are carrying, and I could no longer let you carry it alone. Please stay with me for just a few moments. The enemy has been trying so hard to distract you today, filling your mind with endless noise, anxiety, and the rush of the world, just to keep you from hearing my voice. But I have interrupted your scrolling because your soul is crying out for rescue, and I am here to answer. I see you. I see the quiet battles you fight when the doors are closed and the room goes dark. I know about the tears you have wiped away before anyone else could notice. You have been smiling on the outside, pretending that everything is fine, being strong for everyone else around you. But I see the exhaustion in your spirit. I see how tired you are of waiting, of trying to figure everything out on your own, of feeling like you are constantly walking through a storm with no shelter in sight. You have whispered in the midnight hours, asking if I am still there, wondering if I have forgotten you. You have felt invisible, overlooked by the world, and sometimes you have even felt abandoned by me. But listen to me carefully. I have never left your side, not even for a single second. Every time you felt like you were going to break, it was my invisible hand holding you together. The silence you have been experiencing is not my absence, it is my preparation. I am working behind the scenes in ways your physical eyes cannot yet perceive. Do not let the lies of the enemy take root in your heart tonight. He wants you to believe that your best days are behind you, that you have missed your chance, and that this pain is all there is. But that is a lie. I am breathing new life into your weary bones right now. The air around you is shifting. The angels are standing guard, watching as my words wash over your tired mind. I need you to stay until the end of this message, because what I am about to reveal will change the trajectory of your entire season. You are on sacred ground right now. Breathe in my peace. Exhale the worry. I am here. My beloved, I know there have been days when you looked up at the sky and wondered if your prayers were just bouncing off the ceiling. You have cried out to me, asking for a sign, asking for a breakthrough, and all you felt was a heavy, deafening silence. The world around you kept moving. People around you seemed to be receiving their blessings, and you were left standing in the waiting room of life, feeling completely overlooked. But I need you to understand this profound truth today. My silence was never my absence. When heaven seems quiet, it is not because I have turned my back on you. It is because I am working intensely behind the scenes, fighting battles you cannot see, and aligning circumstances that you do not yet understand. The delay you have been agonizing over is not a denial, it is divine protection. If I had given you what you asked for, when you first asked for it, it would have crushed you, or the enemy would have stolen it from you, because you were not yet ready to sustain it. The fire you have been walking through was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to refine you. I have been using this season of waiting to build a strength inside of you that hell cannot shake. I have been teaching you how to trust me in the dark, so that you will know how to walk firmly in the light. Please stop believing the lie that your pain has been wasted. Every single tear you have shed has been collected in heaven. Every moment of frustration has been counted. I am a God of restoration, and I do not allow my children to suffer without a higher purpose. The very things that tried to break your spirit are the exact tools I am using to build your greatest testimony. You thought you were falling apart, but I was actually putting you together in a new way, a way that the world cannot tear down. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. The spiritual muscles you have developed in this deep valley are exactly what you will need for the mountaintop I am preparing for you. I know you are tired of fighting, so stop fighting on your own. Rest in my presence right now. Let go of the rigid timeline you created in your mind and trust that my timing is absolutely flawless. I am shifting things in the spiritual realm at this very second. Do not let go of your faith just before the dawn breaks. Stay with me, my child. Keep listening, because the breakthrough you have been weeping for is closer than your next breath. My child, I see the intense warfare that has been taking place in your mind. I know about the heavy thoughts that attack you when you lay your head on your pillow at night. The enemy has been working overtime to fill your spirit with fear, doubt, and confusion. He wants you to look at your current circumstances and conclude that this is the end of your story. He whispers lies of inadequacy, telling you that you have made too many mistakes, that you are too broken, and that you are utterly disqualified from the beautiful future I promised you. He sends distractions disguised as everyday emergencies just to steal your peace and pull your focus away from my presence. But I am exposing his tactics right now. I command the storm of overthinking in your mind to be still. I command the heavy clouds of anxiety to lift from your shoulders. You must understand why the enemy is fighting you so fiercely. He is not attacking you because you are weak. He is attacking you because of the immense power and purpose you carry. He sees the incredible breakthrough that is hovering just over your horizon, and he is terrified of who you will become once you step into it. He knows that when you finally realize your true identity in me, you will be absolutely unstoppable. So he tries to keep you chained to your past regrets, chained to the opinions of others, and chained to your own insecurities. But I am declaring divine freedom over your life this very second. The chains are breaking. The spiritual fog is finally clearing. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. When the lies try to return, I want you to remember whose voice you belong to. You do not belong to anxiety. You do not belong to depression. You do not belong to failure. You belong to me. I have purchased you. I have called you by name, and you are mine. I have placed a shield of favor and protection around you that no weapon of darkness can penetrate. Do not let the shadows of yesterday dictate the brilliant light of your tomorrow. Stand firm, my beloved. Take a deep breath right now and receive my supernatural strength. The battle you are stressing over is not yours to fight. It is mine, and I have already won it for you. Stay anchored right here. Keep listening, because I am preparing to hand you the keys to your victory, my beloved child. Because you have held on through the darkest nights, because you did not let the enemy steal your faith completely, even when your heart was shattered. I am now declaring a season of unprecedented breakthrough over your life. The spiritual winter you have been enduring is finally coming to an end, and the ice is beginning to melt. I am shifting the atmosphere around you right now. Do you feel it? The heavy yoke of stagnation is breaking off your neck. I am opening doors for you that no man, no demon, and no earthly circumstance can ever shut. The opportunities that were delayed are now being released with divine acceleration. Listen to me. What the enemy stole from you in the last season is about to be restored. But I am not just going to give you back what you lost. I am going to multiply it. I am restoring your peace, your joy, your health, and your finances. The relationships that caused you deep, agonizing pain are being replaced with divine connections that will uplift your soul and align with your destiny. Where you experienced immense shame, I am giving you double honor. Where you felt constant lack, I am bringing supernatural provision. You have sown in tears, my child, but I promise you with the full authority of heaven, you are about to reap in profound, overwhelming joy. Do not look back at the closed doors. Do not mourn the people who walked away when you needed them most. I remove them to protect the new level of blessing I am bringing you into. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies, and those who doubted you will stand in awe of what I am doing in your life. This is your time to step out of the shadows. The waiting room is officially closed. I am taking you from the back of the line and placing you at the very front. Get ready, because the miracles I am about to unfold in your life will happen so fast that your head will spin. Hold on to my hand, keep your eyes fixed on my face, and prepare your heart to receive the absolute abundance of heaven. My child, as the dawn of this new season breaks over your life, there is a fundamental truth I need to engrave deeply into your spirit. The world has tried to hand you so many painful labels. People who did not understand your true value have spoken words over you that left deep, invisible scars. You have carried the heavy baggage of rejection for far too long, believing the tragic lie that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy of true love, and somehow permanently disqualified from my grace. But right now, I am stripping away every false identity that the enemy, your past, and the world have tried to place upon you. I need you to see yourself clearly through my eyes. When I look at you, I do not see your past mistakes. I do not see the times you stumbled, the moments you gave in to fear, or the days you felt completely broken. I see the magnificent masterpiece I carefully and intentionally crafted in your mother's womb. I see a resilient warrior who has survived brutal battles that would have entirely destroyed others. I see my beloved child, chosen, set apart, and entirely worthy of my unconditional, unwavering love. You are not an afterthought, and your life is not a random accident. I knew you before the foundations of the earth were laid, and I called you by name. You are royalty in my kingdom, completely covered by my grace, and washed utterly clean by my unending mercy. I need you to stop shrinking back. Stop apologizing for taking up space in this world. Stop hiding the beautiful, unique light that I placed inside of you, just to make other people feel comfortable. The people who walked away from you simply did not have the spiritual capacity to appreciate the absolute treasure that you are. Do not ever let their inability to love you dictate your self-worth again. You are deeply, profoundly, and fiercely loved by the Creator of the entire universe. I would cross the cosmos 1,000,000 times over just to rescue your heart. From this moment forward, I want you to walk with your head held high. You are my precious child, my chosen vessel, and I am overwhelmingly proud of you. Let this ultimate truth heal the deepest, oldest wounds of your heart right now, and rest in the absolute certainty that you are mine forever. My child, as you prepare to step into this extraordinary new season of your life, I must give you specific instructions for the days ahead. The breakthrough I am releasing requires you to have open hands and a completely open heart. You cannot fully receive the new blessings I have prepared for you if your hands are still tightly gripping the pain, the betrayals, and the devastating disappointments of your past. Today, right in this very sacred moment, I am asking you to do something incredibly courageous. I am asking you to release the bitterness. I know they hurt you deeply. I know they walked away when you needed them most, and I know the sheer injustice of it all still burns in your memory. But holding on to that anger is only poisoning your own spirit and anchoring you to a painful season you are supposed to be leaving behind. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you absolutely deserve to be free. Vengeance is not yours, it is mine, and I will beautifully balance every scale in your favor. When you finally drop the heavy burden of resentment, you make room for the supernatural peace I am desperately trying to pour into you. Furthermore, as we move forward together, I need you to stay closer to me in prayer than you ever have before. In this upcoming season of abundance, the enemy will try to use subtle, everyday distractions to pull your focus away from my presence. He will try to make you so busy with the new blessings that you accidentally forget the blesser. Do not let the loud, demanding noise of the world drown out my quiet, comforting whisper. Protect your peace fiercely. Set aside intentional, quiet time to simply be with me, to listen to my voice, and to rest securely in my love. Trust me entirely when you feel confused, and know that I will guide your every single step. You do not need to figure out the whole map. You only need to trust the guide. I will light up the path just enough for your next right step. Walk in complete obedience. Keep your heart pure, and watch how I miraculously unfold the absolute greatest chapter of your entire life. Do not pull away from me now. We are just getting started. My beloved child, as we come to the close of this sacred divine appointment, I want to seal this exact moment with a final, unbreakable prophetic declaration over your entire life. I declare that the days of weeping in the shadows are officially over. I declare that the heavy, suffocating spirit of heaviness is fully broken, and I am trading your deep sorrow for a garment of absolute, overwhelming praise. Let my supernatural peace, the kind of peace that completely surpasses all human understanding, flood your mind, calm your racing heart, and settle deep within your weary soul right now. You are fully protected by my mighty hand, and no weapon formed against you, your family, your health, or your future will ever prosper. I am releasing a fresh anointing of favor over everything you touch. The places where you previously experienced devastating failure will now become the exact platforms for your greatest, most miraculous victories. People will look at your life and stand in sheer amazement, not because of your own strength, but because of the undeniable, miraculous hand of God resting so heavily upon you. The storms have finally run out of rain, and the glorious morning sun is rising over your destiny. You have survived the absolute hardest part of the journey, and you survived it because I was carrying you when you had no strength left to walk. Now it is time for you to thrive. If your heart feels this truth, if your spirit bears witness to these words, and if you are truly ready to step out of the wilderness and into your promised breakthrough, I want you to take a bold step of faith right now. Type Amen in the comments to seal this word over your life. Share this message with someone you know who is tired, feeling lost, or desperately needing a reminder that they are not forgotten. Do not let this moment pass without claiming what is rightfully yours. Subscribe to this channel to stay closely connected to my voice, for I have so much more to speak into your beautiful, unfolding story. Go in my perfect peace, my precious child. I love you with an everlasting, unconditional love, and I am walking with you into your brilliant new tomorrow. My beloved child, as my spirit continues to minister to your heart, heaven is sounding a holy alarm for your soul. The sound is not one that mortal ears can hear, but your spirit feels it even now, a sacred stirring, a trembling deep within that you cannot easily explain. It is heaven calling you to awaken. It is the voice of eternity crying out over you, saying, "Rise, my child, before the night steals any more of your peace." You have been drifting recently, not out of rebellion or anger, but out of sheer, overwhelming weariness. You have been slipping into a spiritual numbness, moving through your daily routines as if under a heavy fog, and heaven will not stay silent any longer. I could not let you continue down this path without divine intervention, because I love you far too deeply to watch your precious heart fade into quiet despair. There is a profound danger that grows not in loud rebellion, but in slow, silent compromise. It begins so subtly, like a soft whisper in the wind, small choices that seem harmless, daily distractions that seem completely ordinary, and soon your spirit begins to fall asleep. You stop feeling my presence as clearly as you once did, and you start to convince yourself that this quiet emptiness is normal. But I tell you today, it is not normal. It is the slow dimming of your brilliant flame, and heaven sees it clearly. I have watched as your prayers grew shorter, your hope became a little quieter, and your deep hunger for me was gradually replaced by things of this world that absolutely do not satisfy your soul. You have been surrounded by the relentless noise of the world, voices, screens, endless worries, and running thoughts. And in all of that deafening noise, my gentle whisper has been drowned out. That is why I have come to you right now, not to scold you or make you feel guilty, but to sound the alarm of relentless love. I want to call your soul back from the absolute edge of spiritual sleep. You are not lost, my beloved, but you are drifting, and drifting always leads away from the light if it is left unchecked. I need you to wake up. Feel my presence wrapping around you right now. The angels are standing guard, waiting for you to simply say yes to me again. Stay with me, keep listening, because I am about to breathe the fire of new life back into your weary spirit. My child, as I breathe this new life into you, I want you to open your spiritual eyes right now and realize that you are not sitting alone. Heaven's alarm is not a sound of harsh judgment. It is a desperate, loving call of rescue. Angels have been intentionally positioned around you, surrounding you even in this very moment, waiting for your agreement to move. They are not distant beings in far-off places. They are actively stationed at the borders of your life, fiercely shielding you from unseen dangers. Many times the traps that the enemy carefully set against you were completely destroyed before they ever reached your feet. Countless attacks were deflected in pure silence, simply because your name was spoken in the high courts of heaven. Every hidden danger avoided, every dark night you somehow made it through when you thought your strength was entirely gone. Those were moments of my divine, invisible intervention holding you up. But you must understand a profound spiritual law. Even angels must wait for your awakening. They are waiting for your cooperation, for your faith, and for your resounding yes. They cannot move with their full, assigned authority over your circumstances until you intentionally respond to this call. You are not powerless in this battle. Your obedience, your whispered prayers, and your renewed faith actively activate heaven's defense around you. Do you feel how the atmosphere has shifted in the room as you read these words? That is not your imagination. Heaven is pressing in close. The absolute stillness you feel right now is holy. It is the sacred pause right before a massive divine movement in your life. I know exactly how life has bruised you. Deep disappointment has whispered toxic lies into your ear, convincing you that it is safer to expect nothing, so you will never be hurt again. Once upon a time, you burned with an intense passion for my presence. You felt me everywhere, in the warmth of the rising sun, in the quietness of your prayers, in the lyrics of a worship song. But the relentless trials of life have made you cautious. You are afraid to hope as boldly as you once did. You constantly tell yourself and others that you are fine, but your spirit knows that something vital is missing. That subtle ache you feel inside your chest right now is my spirit knocking on the door of your heart, calling you back into the warmth of real communion. The greatest danger is not that you have fallen far, it is that you have stopped noticing the distance between us. The enemy knows that if he can keep you comfortable in spiritual mediocrity, he can delay your destiny. But I am overturning his plans right now. Shake yourself from the numbness. Let my words completely cut through the noise. The time for spiritual slumber has officially ended. My beloved, now that your spiritual eyes are opening, and the heavy fog is beginning to lift. I need you to look closely at the path standing directly in front of you. For so long you have been staring backward, deeply mourning the chapters that have already closed and replaying the painful memories of what could have been. But I am telling you today, with the full authority of heaven, that you cannot walk into the glorious future I have prepared for you if you are still constantly looking over your shoulder at the past. The enemy wants you to stay trapped in a cycle of endless regret, analyzing every mistake you ever made, and believing that your history has completely disqualified your destiny. But I am the God who makes all things beautifully new. I do not consult your past when I determine your magnificent future. I am asking you to spiritually drop the heavy bags of yesterday, the betrayals, the harsh words spoken against you, the opportunities you thought you permanently missed. Leave them at my feet right now. They are far too heavy for you to carry into this new season, and they will only slow down the massive acceleration I am bringing into your life. You are stepping into a chapter of unprecedented grace, where my supernatural favor will do in a single day what your own human effort could not accomplish in an entire decade. I am rearranging circumstances, shifting the hearts of decision makers, and aligning divine connections that will absolutely shock you and everyone around you. But to fully receive this, you must step forward with bold, unwavering faith. Even if your knees are shaking, even if your logical mind cannot completely comprehend how I am going to make a way, I need you to take that brave step. Faith is not the absolute absence of fear. It is moving forward in blind obedience, despite the fear, knowing deeply that my massive hand is securely holding yours. I have already cleared the unseen obstacles that were meant to destroy you. The giant mountains that stood intimidatingly in your way are currently being flattened into level ground. The seemingly impossible walls are crumbling down right before your eyes. Do not shrink back into the familiar, toxic comfort of the shadows. The brilliant light is calling your name, and all of heaven is cheering you on. Take my hand, my precious child, and let us walk boldly out of this wilderness once and for all. My beloved, as you take this brave, terrifying step out of the familiar shadows and into the brilliant light of my grace, I know exactly what you are feeling. I know that even as your spirit cries out yes to this new season, your physical mind and body still carry the heavy exhaustion of the long wilderness you just walked through. You might be wondering how you will possibly have the strength to sustain this massive new blessing when you barely had the strength to survive the last storm. But listen closely to what I am declaring over you today. The strength you need for tomorrow will not come from your own human reserves. You will not have to strive, hustle, fight, or force heavy doors open anymore. I am introducing you to the unforced, beautiful rhythm of my divine grace. The days of fighting battles on your own are permanently over. I am pouring fresh, supernatural oil over your weary soul right in this very moment. Can you feel the warmth of my presence settling over your shoulders? The ashes of your ruined plans, your broken relationships, and your shattered expectations are being swept away by the wind of my spirit to make room for a magnificent crown of beauty. The enemy is absolutely terrified of the powerful voice you will have once you fully realize that your deepest pain was actually your greatest preparation. Every single tear you cried in secret was quietly watering the seeds of a massive harvest you are now stepping into. The very things that were sent to break you are the exact things I am using to elevate you. People will look at your life and wonder how you survived the fire, and your answer will simply be, "My God carried me through the flames." Do not let the painful memory of your past failures dictate your expectations for this brand new season. If you constantly expect a struggle, the enemy will gladly give you one. But I am commanding you to raise your faith and expect miracles. Expect sudden shifts. Expect divine appointments and unexpected opportunities that change everything. Expect my supernatural favor to show up in the exact places where you were previously rejected. I am doing a completely new thing in your life right now. Can you not perceive it? I am making a flowing river in the dry, barren wasteland of your circumstances. Keep your eyes fiercely locked on mine. Do not look to the left at the distractions, and do not look to the right at the opinions of others. The wind is shifting in your favor, my precious child. The dry bones of your old dreams are rattling and coming back to life. Breathe in my peace and keep walking forward. My beloved child, even as you begin to walk confidently into this glorious new season, I know the enemy will try to send echoes of your painful past to haunt you. He will try to use the familiar, nagging voice of your own inner critic to make you second-guess this magnificent breakthrough. He will whisper that it is all too good to be true, that you do not truly deserve this immense happiness, and that the other shoe is inevitably going to drop. But I am giving you a powerful new weapon today, the weapon of my absolute, unchanging truth. When the insidious whisper of doubt tries to pull you back into anxiety, I want you to boldly answer back with the eternal promises I have spoken over your life. You are not a slave to fear anymore. You are a fiercely protected child of the Most High God, and my blessings for you come with no sorrow attached. You must deeply understand that the intense pain you endured was never meant to be your final destination. It was a profound, holy training ground. I allowed you to walk through the scorching fire so that you would intimately know the one who commands the flames. You are no longer a wounded victim of your harsh circumstances. You are a living, breathing testament to my miraculous keeping power. The oil of joy I am pouring over your head right now was pressed directly from the very crushed places of your spirit. Everything you survived had a monumental divine purpose, and now I am finally pulling back the curtain to reveal that purpose to you. I am heavily anointing your life, your presence, and your words. When you speak, you will bring supernatural healing to those who are currently sitting in the exact same crushing darkness you just miraculously walked out of. Your story, the very story you desperately wanted to hide out of deep shame and exhaustion, is going to be the master key that absolutely shatters the heavy chains of someone else. I am actively turning your greatest, most agonizing tests into your most powerful testimonies. Do not dare shrink back when I elevate you in this season. Do not let the illusion of imposter syndrome steal the joy of the high places I am actively bringing you to. You absolutely belong in the rooms I am opening for you right now, because I specifically placed your name on those doors before the foundations of the earth were even laid. Stand tall, my precious warrior. The heavy dented armor you wore in the valley is being traded for the royal robes of my absolute favor. Keep your heart completely surrendered to me, and watch how beautifully I use your resurrected life to display my ultimate glory to the world. My child, as you stand boldly in this new authority and embrace the magnificent purpose I have placed upon your life, I want to reveal the massive, beautiful ripple effect of what your obedience is about to accomplish. The incredible breakthrough you are stepping into right now is not just for you. For years, the enemy has heavily attacked your family line. You have seen the painful cycles of brokenness, financial ruin, poverty, and deep emotional trauma repeat themselves generation after generation. You have felt the heavy, invisible chains of your lineage pulling you backward, whispering the devastating lie that you will always end up just like the rest of them. But I am declaring today, with the full power of heaven, that the toxic cycles officially stop with you. You are the cycle breaker I have sovereignly chosen for your entire family. Because of your immense faith, because you chose to fiercely hold on to my hand when it would have been so much easier to simply give up and walk away, I am actively severing every single generational curse that has plagued your bloodline. The intense spiritual battles you fought in the dark were never just about your own personal survival. You were literally fighting for the absolute freedom of your children and your children's children. I am shifting the trajectory of your entire legacy right in this very moment. Where there was once deep scarcity and endless struggle, there will now be overflowing, miraculous abundance. Where there was chronic pain and crushing depression, there will be supernatural divine health and unwavering, pure joy. You are planting sacred seeds of righteousness today that your future generations will harvest for decades to come. Do not ever believe the enemy's devastating lie that you have wasted too much time. He loves to relentlessly torment you with the calendar, pointing out the years you spent wandering in the wilderness, making mistakes, or desperately waiting for a promise that seemed completely forgotten. But I am the ultimate creator of time, and I am not bound by your earthly clocks. I promise you, I will completely restore the years that the locusts have eaten. I am actively introducing a supernatural divine acceleration into your timeline. What takes others 20 long years to painfully build, I will beautifully and effortlessly establish for you in a fraction of the time. Every single delay, every devastating setback, and every agonizing detour has now been fully calculated into my grand, flawless master plan for your ultimate victory. The heavy weight is finally over, my beloved. Breathe deeply, lift your head, and watch how miraculously I redeem every single second of your beautiful story, my beloved warrior. As you prepare to cross the final threshold out of your long wilderness and step fully into the promised land I have prepared for you, there is a profound spiritual transformation taking place within you right now. You cannot enter this new, glorious season wearing the torn, battle-stained garments of your past. Therefore, in the spiritual realm, I am actively stripping away the heavy, soiled rags of your trauma, your grief, and your chronic exhaustion. In their place, I am clothing you in my majestic armor of light and placing a royal mantle of absolute authority upon your shoulders. When the forces of darkness look at you now, they will no longer see the broken, defeated person they once tormented so ruthlessly. Instead, they will be utterly terrified, because they will see the undeniable, radiant reflection of my spirit burning fiercely within you. You must deeply understand that stepping into this monumental breakthrough does not mean you will never face another wind or another wave. However, I am declaring that the storms of this new season will absolutely not have the power to sink you. In the past, the crashing waves threatened to drown you, but from this moment forward, you will miraculously walk on top of the very waters that once tried to pull you under. When the fierce winds blow, they will no longer push you backward. I will use those winds to propel you faster and further toward your ultimate destiny. You have been beautifully equipped, tested in the hottest fires, and proven faithful. You now carry a supernatural resilience that nothing in this earthly realm can break. But as you ascend to these new heights, you must be incredibly discerning. The enemy knows he can no longer destroy you with heavy tragedy, so he will try to distract you with counterfeit blessings. He will present opportunities, relationships, and fast shortcuts that look like answered prayers on the surface, but they are completely empty of my spirit. I am urging you to keep your spiritual eyes wide open and your heart fiercely locked onto mine. Do not ever settle for a cheap, temporary counterfeit when I am directly handing you the authentic, eternal, and exceedingly abundant promise. The good is often the greatest enemy of the absolute best. Wait patiently for my perfect best. Keep your hands open, Keep your spirit completely surrendered and do not look back at the familiar pain you are leaving behind. You are officially crossing the boundary line into your miraculous new beginning right now. Keep walking boldly forward, my precious child. My beloved child, as we reach the end of this divine appointment, I want you to take one final deep breath. Inhale my overwhelming peace and exhale every remaining ounce of fear, doubt, and exhaustion. You have heard my voice today, not by accident, but by a sovereign, divine design. I have spoken directly to the deepest, most hidden parts of your soul, and I have declared a miraculous new season over your life. The heavy chains of your past are permanently broken. The suffocating fog of confusion has completely lifted. You are stepping into a breathtaking chapter of massive acceleration, supernatural favor, and unshakable joy. But before you leave this sacred moment and return to your day, I need to seal this holy encounter. Do not let the enemy rush in the moment this video ends and try to snatch the seeds of truth I have just planted in your heart. You must guard this prophetic word fiercely. Whenever the shadows try to creep back in, whenever the familiar voices of insecurity try to whisper that you are not enough, I want you to remember this exact feeling. Remember that the creator of the universe stopped heaven just to speak your name, to comfort your broken heart, and to remind you of your magnificent royal identity. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. My presence will go before you to make the crooked paths straight, and my goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. If you receive this word today, if your spirit bears witness to the miraculous shift happening right now, I want you to boldly claim it. Type, "Amen, I receive it, Lord," in the comments below as a physical act of your spiritual faith. Do not keep this immense blessing to yourself. Share this video with someone you love who is secretly fighting a battle and desperately needs to hear my voice. Subscribe to this channel so that you will never miss the divine instructions and prophetic encouragement I have prepared for your incredible journey ahead. You are my masterpiece, my fiercely protected warrior, and my beloved child. Walk out into your glorious new tomorrow with your head held high, knowing that the greatest days of your life are starting right now. I love you with an everlasting love. Go in my perfect peace.